Hello everyone, my name is Kyle, I still live with my mother, and I have an amazing beard. So Blizzcon 2011 has arrived, and I would just like to briefly go over some of the main stories that they talked about. I will try to provide links to all the important information that they had, as well as trailers, so if you want to read more up about it or check out the trailers, check out the links below. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is Diablo III. Now they didn't really have a lot of information for the game, which I found weird because it is on the horizon. But they don't have an official release date. They're still saying it will be released when it's released. But they have confirmed that they are on the home stretch to completing the game. So it's almost finished. I'm still thinking that they're going to do an early 2012 release for the game. They have shown what the box art will look for the game, as well as a collector's edition, and they show exactly what it's going to contain. So if collector's editions interest you, check out the link below. And probably the biggest news coming from Diablo 3 is also linked to World of Warcraft. Now, World of Warcraft now has an annual pass. Before, you would get a monthly subscription, a 3-month subscription, or a 6-month subscription. However, now they have a yearly subscription. And if you get the annual pass, you will also get Diablo 3 for free. That is huge. If you play World of Warcraft and you want to get Diablo 3, this is a win-win situation. The only downside is that I think you don't get the physical copy. So if you can live without getting the physical copy, and you play World of Warcraft and you want Diablo 3, go for this. I assume that they will have a cheaper annual pass. I do not know how much the annual pass is actually going to cost. I assume it is cheaper than $15 a month, but they didn't say, and I haven't been able to find anything that explained how much it's going to be. So yeah, that is huge. I don't think I'm personally going to go for that because I don't play World of Warcraft for a year. I play it for a few months at a time, and I also really want the collector's edition of Diablo 3. So that's pretty much it for Diablo 3. Next one I'm going to talk about is StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm, which is the expansion that's coming out next year. They don't have an official release date for that either, but it does say 2012 at least. So this is the new expansion that is going to be for the campaign mode on the Zerg side of things. And the online play is where it's going to really change things, and that's what I assume everyone really wants to know. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be cutting some units that we're used to playing, and they're going to be adding in new units. Some of the new units will take over the role of other units that have been cut, and as well there's just some other new units that are completely new. I'm just gonna actually have to look at everything. I did look at all the videos that they had, so I have a better idea of what the heck is going on, but I still need the names. Okay, so on the Terran side, they're gonna have a new unit called the Shredder. This one looks really interesting. What it is it's a unit that cannot attack while it's moving. What it has to do is it has to plant itself into the ground, and then it creates like an area of death around it when enemy units come by. The only downside of it is that if your units are there and you run into that area where it's killing stuff, it will stop firing. So do not put your friendly units in the area that you have your shredders. You just plant the shredders at the front of your base or wherever enemies will be passing by, and it will hurt them, and then have your units a little far back to be the second defense against them. That's what it seems to be the way that you would use these. Other things that are going to be happening for the Terran race are battle cruisers or battleships, I can't remember what they're called, are going to be getting an upgrade so that they can do like what did they call it, like a jump speed, so that they can like fly up real fast. Where did they say it? Speed boost ability. Hellions will be able to transform to increase its effectiveness in close range combat. What else was there? You can only have one Thor, so you cannot mass Thors anymore, but the cool thing about this is that they can do a lot more damage to land units, and their defenses are going to be way high as well. So you can only have one Thor at a time, but apparently they're like this indestructible and epic unit now. That's pretty much it for the Terran side of things. For the Protoss, one of the cool new units called the Oracle. It is a flying unit that goes in and it can disable any anti-air units on the ground, and then it goes for the minerals, and it shoots something that no longer allows the minerals to be harvested for a certain amount of time, or if you go in and you can shoot whatever this is, so that you can harvest the minerals again. But just imagine if you have no army, and then these oracles come in and they put the thing on the minerals, and then you can no longer harvest any minerals there. Your economy will be hurt so badly that it's insane. Eventually it will run out of time and it will leave on its own, but still, that's a very interesting thing, and I really want to see what this is going to be like for future games. Another unit that they have is called the Replicant, which is a very apparently expensive unit. I think they said it was 200 mils and 200 gas. And what it does is, I don't think it can attack on its own, but what it does is if you see an enemy unit, it can transform itself into that unit. So if you see a marine, it will turn into a marine. You wouldn't do that because a marine is useless. But for example, you could transform into a ghost, or you could transform into a siege tank. And then they say that the cool thing about this is that you will see differences of play. For instead of marine siege, you could see something with a Protoss unit and a siege tank together. They say that they're still in the very early development of this unit, and they still don't know exactly how to implement it correctly into the game. So probably in the beta, we'll have more of an idea of how to use that correctly. Another unit that they're getting, no, I think that's about it for the Protoss. There's a little bit more, but check out the link if you want to read about it. New units for the Zerg are the Overseers being cut, but you can now get a unit called the Viper, which also is a spellcaster unit, and one of the cool things that it does is it throws out this mist, this cloud that impairs your vision of your units so that you can only see a short amount of distance. One of the strategies that they showed is that they did the cloud on some Terran units, and then a bunch of Banelings came in, and because the Terran units weren't able to shoot them early enough, the Banelings just destroyed all of the Terran units. So that would be one strategy that he used with the Vipers. And one of the cool things that I think are going to be happening with the Ultralisks is Ultralisks are very slow, but now that they have a chance that when they see the enemy unit, they can burrow down and pop up right in front of the battlefield. So instead of having to walk all the way to the enemy, you just burrow and then you'll pop up right in front of the battle and just destroy them. So it kind of gives them like a speed boost almost. Those are the biggest units that I saw, and you can check out the trailers for the units, because then you'll have a much better idea of what the hell is going on. So that's about it for StarCraft II and the expansion. And last but not least is World of Warcraft. They're going to be releasing a new expansion. They do not have an official date yet. It doesn't even say if it's 2012, but I'm thinking that they're going to try to push it out for the end of 2012 so that they can, still keep people interested in World of Warcraft because of the new Star Wars MMO, and they're on the decline of subscribers anyway, so a new expansion will help with this. It is called Mists of Panderia or something like that. It has to do with the pandas from Warcraft 3. Now there isn't a new boss for this expansion, but what they're saying is that it's going to be an all-out war between the Horde and the Alliance, and they say that it's going to be a war that we have not seen since Warcraft 2, so I assume it's going to be a very bloody and violent war between the Horde and the Alliance, who are all of a sudden just going to start ripping each other to shreds again. In this new world of Pandaria, I think it's called, so it's where the pandas are from. It looks very, very colorful, and there's going to be 5 new regions for level 85 to 90. 90 is the new level cap for this. What else did they announce? Pandas are playable races. There's going to be a new class as well called the Monk. And yeah, that's about it. So new expansion coming out, and there's also a trailer for I think StarCraft 2. I think there's a trailer for StarCraft 2, the expansion, as well as the World of Warcraft Mists of Panderia or something, whatever it's called. And it looks really, really good. I'm really, every time that I see a trailer for World of Warcraft, I'm always really pumped. And I would say that out of all the things that I saw from Blizzcon, I'm most excited for, or I was most excited about seeing the World of Warcraft one. I'm probably more excited to play Diablo 3, but anytime that I see something with World of Warcraft, and BlizzCon 2011 really seemed to be centered around World of Warcraft this time around, kind of, and I was just really entertained. So check it out. Definitely check out the trailers in the very least if you want to read up more on any of this. Check out the links below. Thank you for watching, and that was your beard entertainment of the day. Goodbye, everyone.